All right, good afternoon, and welcome to Lichtsinn RV, where we're literally only 1 mile north of the Winnebago, Itasca, and Winnebago Touring Coach Division of Winnebago Industries right here in Forest City, Iowa. I want to welcome all of you today to today's live monthly video webcast, in which we're going to unveil for you the all-new 2017 Ford Transit diesel-based Winnebago Fuse. This is the 23A floor plan, which is the twin bed floor plan with the slide out. So what we're going to do, as we do every month, is we're going to take all of your questions live. We'll walk you through the coach. But really what has made these webcasts so interactive is for the ability for you to communicate with us as we're covering all of your questions live. So in the lower right-hand corner of your screen, you'll see two actual tabs. You'll see one that actually says videos, and then the blue one that actually says chat. So if you click on that chat box and just submit all of your questions, we'll cover them as we go. You don't actually have to submit any information. And that's really the beauty of these webcasts, is it allows us to interact with you on the other end of this live monthly video webcast. Also keep in mind that we can actually do this live interactive presentation with any of our factory trained consultants in the comfort of your own home or office on any of our in-stock RVs at any point in time. And also for those of you that actually have a live appointment set up with one of our factory trained consultants after this monthly webcast, there's actually a separate link that you would have received from your consultant. So as you have that appointment after we're done today, go ahead and click on that unique link, and then they'll be communicating with you just as we do during our live monthly video webcast, except they'll be actually mic'd in. So want to welcome a few special people with us today. Casey Singlestead, she's with us. She's our RV sales manager. Behind the camera, we actually have Josh Dam. He's our special events and marketing director, as well as my beautiful bride, Hope Lichtsinn. So again, all of you, welcome as we take the sheets off the 2017 Winnebago Fuse 23A. So Josh, if you can just kind of take some panning shots. So this is Winnebago's first entry into the Ford Transit product. The Ford Transit is actually the commercial cutaway version that has several different powertrain options with respect to their fuel source, whether they be gas or diesel. Winnebago Industries has elected to build on the Power Stroke diesel. So a very fuel efficient powertrain, estimated to achieve about 15 to 17 miles per gallon highway. Sits a little bit lower to the ground compared to the Winnebago View and the Itasca Navion in terms of a diesel powered Class C. So it handles a little bit better based on some of the feedback that we received. But really one of the beauties of it is that you can take advantage of a much lower price point and a much broader dealer network. So this coach comes in at about $18,000 less than a Winnebago View or a Itasca Navion 24V with virtually the same floor plan.
Ron, while you're covering some of the handling and chassis type of things, our first question is regarding comparing the Ford Transit to, of course, the popular Sprinter in terms of handling, capacities, things of that nature.
Yeah, really great question, and again, that's what makes these webcasts so informative, is that we can communicate with you. This is the Ford Power Stroke on the inline 5 diesel. So it actually has 350 pounds-feet of torque, and by comparison, the Mercedes-Benz Sprinter will have about 325 pounds-feet of torque. So about 10% or so more powerful with respect to low-end torque. Does have dual rear wheels by contrast to the ProMaster chassis. The ProMaster chassis being the 23D trim floor plan, which will have about 260 pounds-feet of torque or power. Does still have a tremendous amount of cargo carrying capacity with the Winnebago Fuse. Even the fact that it does have that slide out, this coach will have about 1,600 pounds of cargo carrying capacity. But really the advantage is a lower price point, a broader dealer network, some improved handling because it does sit a little bit lower to the ground, but still maintaining those dual rear wheels.
Another person asking in regards to the wheels, whether or not valve extenders are included.
Yeah, so on the Mercedes-Benz chassis, one thing that we do here at our dealership is a lot of metal valve stem extensions, and we really favor the metal valve stem extension because you can then actually place a tire pressure monitoring system on the outside. So that's actually an aftermarket accessory on the Mercedes-Benz Sprinter, being the Winnebago View or the Itasca Navion. With the Winnebago Fuse from Ford Transit, we actually already have rear stem extensions. So the inner duals already have the valve stem extensions built into them. So really good question there on performance, handling, and then also with respect to the rear inner duals.
We are all caught up in questions for
Right, cool. So as we're back now towards the passenger side, one thing that's unique that you'll find on the Winnebago Fuse is this is also the first debut of the new Colorado Carefree Latitude 2 awning. So this is a powered patio awning, just like you see in all of our Winnebago and Itasca products. And Casey, thank you, I was about to do that. One of the appeals to this coach is you don't have the arms. So as you look towards the rear of the awning, you don't actually have the arms that come down. It's one-touch operation. You can press the out button and it'll come out automatically. You can stop it midway. But a very fluid awning. It's very quick. You'll also notice that this actually has the support that runs down the middle. So you automatically get the pitch to the awning even though you don't have the arms on the sides. So one of the most common questions that comes up with this is, can I still tilt one side? And you can actually adjust either the forward portion or the rearward portion down. So if you'd like to have a little bit more sunshade towards one area, or if you'd like to take all of your morning dew and light rain and run that off to the rear of your RV, you can certainly still do that with the Latitude 2 awning. The other nice thing about this is that it actually has a wind speed sensor built into it, and it's actually indicated based on the vibrations in the awning. So there's not actually an anemometer up top like we used to use in the RV industry. It's actually sensing based on vibration. Also, as Casey just pointed out there, it does still have the LED light strip that's built in. It includes the weather guard so that when the awning is recessed, if you do get some rain, you don't have to bring your awning out and dry it out. So it includes the weather guard as well. One of the appeals to it is the fact that it does cover your entry door and covers nearly the entire floor plan itself. So real good coverage. We've included the aluminum entry steps, just as we have with a lot of Winnebago coaches through our Rotocast division and Capco division. So extruded aluminum entry steps. You still have the gap along the back sides that you don't have to be cleaning out all the gravel compared to what some other manufacturers do. And if you look at like the Thor Gemini or the Compass, they don't actually even include entry steps.
Brian, we do have a guest wondering if you could cover the basic specifications of the unit, height, length, weight.
Sure. So the Fuse is 24 feet long. It's 10 feet, 2 inches tall to the most standard feature on the RV. It is on the 10,300 pound gross vehicle weight rating chassis, 10360. So again, it still maintains about 1,600 pounds of cargo carrying capacity. To the rear, it has a 2,000 pound factory installed tow package. What spec did I miss?
6'8" interior.
6 foot, 8 inch interior ceiling height and a width of 7.5 feet on the outside. Oh, go ahead, I'm sorry.
We have a guest wondering how difficult it is or how you access the DEF tank.
Oh, good question. We'll cover that, and as we do, I'm just going to point out the fact that this is kind of a modified full body base coat, clear coat automotive finish, and the reason why I say it's modified is because the cutaway cab chassis that comes from Ford Transit, this is the Lunar Sky metallic paint, so this is a full body base coat, clear coat automotive finish. We then tie that in with the champagne infused sidewalls, and then Winnebago gets the same paint from Ford, and we utilize the mid portions of the deluxe paint scheme for the top 2/3 and then also the lower valance. So really there's a significant amount of cost savings there, and when we talk about the fact that it's $18,000 less than a Winnebago View or Itasca Navion, that is compared to the champagne sidewalls that you'll see on a lot of our RVs. So even more savings than if you were to look at something with full body paint. So one of the questions that came out was how to access the diesel exhaust fluid tank, which obviously this requires because it is a Power Stroke diesel. Right behind the fuel fill door here, not only do we have your access for fuel, and then it also comes with an adapter. So if you're at a fuel station that has the thicker rapid dispense hoses, there's actually an adapter that allows you to do that. And then right underneath here is where your DEF fill nozzle is. So real easy to access, especially given the fact that most over-the-road diesel truck stops or even light-duty passenger stations now are beginning to dispense diesel exhaust fluid.
So a couple more questions here. I guess wondering whether or not it will be available in the gas-powered engine.
Not through Winnebago, not through Winnebago Industries.
And then someone else regarding the locks on the door, if those are automatic with the coach or?
Yep, so it does have keyless entry, as most of our RVs do. So keyless entry for the cab components, not keyless entry for the entry door through what Winnebago built.
And that gets us caught up so far.
So a couple other things as we're in this area. We do have the turn signal indicators included in the side mirrors. Top 2/3 of a standard powered and heated mirror, and then also the convex parabolic mirrors down below for your wide angle. This includes the new power gear slide out, so it does provide a little bit more flexibility along the sidewall. It's an electric slide out, as with all of our slide outs that we now offer. Inside this slide room, which you'll see when we get inside, this is where the new FlexSteel fold and tumble sofa sleeper is, and we can convert that into what is just shy of a queen bed as we get inside. This also then houses the refrigerator and the freezer, which is a 3-way refrigerator and freezer that we'll cover as we get inside.
We have a guest wondering whether or not it's possible to order any different exterior, perhaps one without graphics on it.
The graphics, we can actually delete those in production. We can also remove them on our own. It's pretty simple. So, I mean, really it gives you that flexibility either way. Just keep in mind the smaller portions of the swishes, the swipes, and the swirls, those are decals. This top 2/3, these are all paint. So this is actually a true paint.
But no full body paint options.
Not any full body paint options. You know, one of the beauties of our dealership is we're obviously just a mile from Winnebago Industries, but also only a mile from Carrera Designs. And CDI is the third party that Winnebago utilizes to paint, and I'm certain that we could look into that for you as well. Some nice innovation that you've started to see coming on the Winnebago View, as well as some of our other RVs. A black tank flush is included alongside the driver's side. 30 amp electrical service, as you've seen. We do have the coiled exterior wash station, and that hose is actually stored inside right now, but it does have the outside wash station. This will use the Cummins Awning 2500 watt LP genset, since it is a diesel. Since it is a diesel, we have to utilize either an LP or a diesel generator to maintain that cargo carrying capacity. Winnebago has sized, in conjunction with Cummins Awning, the fact that that 2500 watt LP genset will actually power everything in the coach utilizing 30 amp service. It's actually the quietest of all the generators that Cummins Awning offers. It's also very fuel efficient, whereas it only utilizes 0.3 of a gallon of LP at half load per hour. So if you break that down, you'll get about 35 hours out of a tank of LP in terms of running your genset, which was actually a question we had that came in on chat earlier today.
We do have a guest wondering about storage capacities and how they compare on each floor plan.
So with the 23A, this being the twin bed floor plan, 33 gallons of total freshwater capacity, 41 in the gray and 43 in the black. And if you could help me out, Casey, on the queen bed floor plan.
Yeah, let me grab that.
So again, this is the 23A twin bed floor plan. We think it'll be extremely popular based on how successful the 24V was in the View and the Navion, and how much interest we have in that trend 23D being the Winnebago gasoline ProMaster gas version. Very efficient floor plan that you'll see as we get inside. Go ahead, CJ.
Yep, the 23T instead with the walk-around bed would have 39 gallons in the fresh, 43 in the gray, and 41 in the black.
So Winnebago's included a nice balance cover that you see on a lot of your SUVs now to hide the hitch on the rear. Again, it does include the factory installed tow package, LED rear tail lenses and tail lamps. It does include a ladder to get you up to what is a one-piece fiberglass roof. It includes the integrated rear view camera monitoring system, as nearly every Winnebago does. But one question we get a lot is if it is a fiberglass roof, and it absolutely is. Josh, do you want to elevate up if you don't mind, and I'll try to troll along with you.
Yep, while you do that, we do have a guest wondering about satellites and whether or not any satellite dish could be added to this coach.
Yeah, and just to repeat that question, since we're starting to get a little bit away from CJ, wanting to know if we can add satellites. So there are resort cable as well as portable satellite inputs in the electrical service compartment. The coach is pre-wired for satellite, and so we can add, whether it be a stationary automatic or an in-motion satellite, directly to the coach, no problem at all. Up on the roof, you'll see the skylight for the rear full bath, as well as the vent and also then sewer vent next to the ladder. Forward of that is the air conditioning system. So that Coleman Mach 10, it's a power saver, low profile air conditioner, and then forward of that is the Max Air Premium vent system. The Max Air Premium vent system now includes the rain hood, so you don't have to worry about including an aftermarket accessory to cover that. It's thermostatically controlled with a remote control, which works absolutely fantastic. You can reverse the fan to either bring air in or to push air out. You can also close it down and actually run it as a ceiling fan. So just a whisper quiet Max Air Premium vent system. And then off to the, I'm sorry.
Ron, with that vent, whether or not that would require a Max Air cover of any kind, or if that takes care of itself?
Yep, and so what we're talking about is the black shroud, which is just in front of the air conditioner. That's the Max Air Premium vent system, and that actually includes the rain hood directly into it. So no need for any type of Max Air powered ventilator fan cover. Everything's self-contained within that Max Air Premium vent system. But again, it's thermostatically controlled, reversible. You can run it as a ceiling fan, and it's absolutely whisper quiet.
So we do have a couple chassis questions that have come in. Someone asking whether or not the chassis has features like blind spot, lane tracking, roll or drift mitigation, like what would be available on some of our Sprinters.
Yeah, so we have not done this yet, but I know that Mobileye is currently configuring the telematics to run the Mobileye collision avoidance system in the Transit chassis. So we will be able to offer that for you. We're an authorized factory installed Mobileye installer right here at Lichtsinn RV. Winnebago hasn't begun to offer it yet, and really Winnebago is really trying to streamline their production to keep in with capacity. So as you've seen that not available throughout the entire lineup, that's the primary reason. But we are a Mobileye installer, so we can do that for you. So that would include the collision avoidance system, forward pedestrian and bicycle alerts, highway monitoring. It'll also monitor your speed to maintain your tolerance. It'll actually provide lane departure warnings and blind spot forward of the cab, nothing to the rear of the box. So that's that Mobileye collision avoidance system that we can also install.
Another guest wondering if the Ford Transit is as quiet as what the Sprinter is.
Yeah, absolutely. And we can start it up for you here in a little bit if you'd like, but absolutely quiet. The new Power Stroke technology has really quieted over the years since its debut, and really has been kind of one of the stalwarts of diesel technology in 3/4 ton, 1 ton trucks, and this is actually even quieter. This is the Power Stroke version that you're going to start to see in some of the 1/2 ton trucks that Ford starts to debut.
All right.
Get back down to planet Earth, John. So another question that we had actually earlier today is solar, and we can add solar to this RV, absolutely no problem. We can also wire that quick port into the patio side if you'd like to have additional portable satellite. And as we work our way over towards the patio side, coach includes the 6-gallon gas and electric water heater. We've got a gravity fill on this side so that if you're getting ready to take off and your hose happens to be on one side or the other of your driveway, you can take on water on either side. Good outside storage. We have your RV batteries located on this side, as well as your propane system, so you can hook up a gas grill right on your patio side. 20,000 BTU furnace. Outside we have 23 cubic feet of basement and exterior storage.
Someone wondering about outside speakers.
Yep, so outside speakers are now standard that you can see here. They tie in with the home theater surround sound system. that we'll cover as we get inside. We also have coaxial outputs on the outside so that you can actually hook up a television as well as a duplex.
Another guest wondering on water heater, if the on-demand is an option or why you would or would not want that.
Yeah, so right now the standard feature is a 6-gallon gas and electric water heater. Even in the Winnebago View and Itasca Navion, we do have the new Truma AquaGo. We haven't had a lot of success with that in terms of people wanting to utilize that because it is primarily LP only. It does not run on 110 volt, but this does also have the traditional furnace, so there wouldn't be any reason to run the Truma Combi, which is the combination of hot water and furnace all in one. So traditional 6-gallon gas and electric water heater works great, especially when you're plugged in, because you can utilize that free electricity that you've already paid for, and then in combination with the furnace. The Coleman Mach system inside also then includes an integrated AC heat strip. So that's internal to the air conditioner, which means you can utilize it at lower temperatures than a traditional heat pump, which will often shut down between about 36 and 40 degrees outdoor ambient temperature.
Another guest wondering about the entry step and whether or not that's optional. They saw one at a show that did not have a step. Yeah, and probably actually what you saw was a Thor Gemini or Thor Compass. Where they actually extrude that area out, and it's actually even lower to the ground. This is a electric entry step that Winnebago utilizes, has proven itself over decades, will automatically come in as soon as you turn the ignition on. Also, that Thor Gemini and that Thor Compass, they don't come with any full body paint. They actually order those from Ford with a white front end. How are we doing outside? Everybody all good? Keep the questions coming in. That's what makes these so interactive. Yep, I think we're good to head in.
Okay, so inside, of course, we utilize LED lighting, 70% more energy efficient than traditional incandescent or halogen. Really popular floor plan because we do have the rear twin beds that can convert into the flex bed system. We also have a flip-up area for our taller guests on the driver's side. So you can actually raise this up, and it does then include an extension. So if you are a taller guest, you can extend your sleeping surface, and then this will attach actually to the flip-up extension. You can utilize this area actually as 2 sofas or as a dinette. Because we have 2 different pedestal locations, and it does come with 2 different pedestals. One for this area to utilize as a conversion of a dinette and sofas, but also the one in front of the Flex Steel fold and tumble sofa.
We have a guest wondering whether or not it'd be possible to put a storage box on the roof of the coach. Absolutely,
you bet. We can add that storage box. It's got the convenient ladder. We can also help you with a stowaway, which would be a pod that slides into the hitch. We do a lot of those, but we can attach that up to the roof with no problem, and then you've got access with the ladder.
Perfect.
Okay, so this is the jumper interior. There are 2 interiors.
Yep.
2 interiors inside. This is the jumper palette, so this is the beige palette. This is paired up with the glazed driftwood cabinetry. You've seen this in some of Winnebago's other higher end Class A's. It also then includes the new sliding cabinetry with positive locking latches, so they won't slide open in transit. Alabaster style interior to the cabinet frames. And as with all of our cabinets, we serial each single frame and each single door so that if you ever have to replace one inside or outside, you can call our parts team and they can ship one out to you, no problem.
We have a guest wondering about the cover on the front cab chairs as well as the sofa, if that's ultra leather or Primera leather.
Yeah, so good question. We actually held out with our fuses for a couple of weeks while Winnebago was able to go through and actually reupholster the front cab seats. This is the Ultralux Primera leather. So it does have Ultralux Primera leather cab seats, the passenger side of which does swivel. And then unlike the Thor products, we also then include the residential cushion that allows you to sit at a more residential style feel. 2 front airbags up front in addition to that, which generally comes along with the question on the fabric of the front seats.
We have another guest wondering what type of sleeper this sofa is.
So Casey is our star in our videos that brings out all of our beds. So really simple to do. The beauty of this is that it's not an air bed. It's a very firm mattress. It's made by Flex Steel Industries right here in Iowa. It is the Primera Ultralux Ultra Leather.
Ta-da!
Which is apparently that's the female version of BAM, as you've seen in some of our videos. So again, this is the first of 3 different sleeping surfaces. You've got rear twin beds in the back, and then also this fold and tumble sofa. It's virtually seamless, works out really well. You don't have to utilize an air bed, but literally now you've got a slide out and the capability with 3 different sleeping surfaces.
We have another guest wondering about the twin beds, if that can be made into a larger bed.
You bet. And you can kind of visualize is probably the best. We actually do have this video on our video that we do for the 23A that's on the display page for the 23A, where we actually make this up into a flex bed. So 2 twin beds in the rear, the driver's side of which can go a little bit longer if you are a taller guest. That one will actually measure out to a true 80-inch alongside the driver's side, and the patio side being at 77 inches. And then when you bring it all together, you're at 60 by 87 inches. So actually 7 inches longer than a traditional queen bed.
Another guest wondering about windows and whether or not dual panes are available and if they're necessary on this couch.
So these are traditional side hung glass windows, which we have a lot more success with. Our guests tend to favor a lot more, primarily because you then receive the MCD American roller shade system, which, unlike a traditional roller shade that's going to snap back with a gentle tug, these will glide up and down, and you don't have to put up with the maintenance of the double strung blind. And with the dual pane windows that you're referring to, like with those Sights acrylic windows, some of the problems we've had with those is that they scratch pretty easily, and then you actually have to utilize kind of what I call an airplane shutter window that's integrated into the frame. They do open up bigger, you know, I'm not going to dispute that, but the pleated blackout shades and the insect screens are a little bit more difficult to work with. Let's finish the slide out while we're in this area, if you guys are cool with that. Great LED backlit indirect lighting, again with the side hung driftwood cabinetry. Tremendous amount of charging ports. So Josh, if you can kind of swivel around here, we've got a duplex outlet as well as 12 volt outlets. Right up in here, 12 volt USB charging outputs. You got 2 in there. The 23A floor plan includes the convection oven. So this stainless steel interior to the microwave in convection oven, this will allow you to utilize this just like a traditional oven. Yet what the beauty of that is that on this side then you free up this entire drawer stack underneath the dual burner range top, which does not exist in the 23T. Sounded like a question because it was. True double door refrigerator freezer. It's 3-way, so it's 12 volt LP as well as 110 volt. European styled nor cold. Really at good height, so it's pretty easy to get into about any component to it. A lot of storage on the galley side. Glazed driftwood. I showed you both of these full length extensions, metal drawer glides, real nice deep storage. You can see all the accessories that ship with the coach, including that remote control that we were referring to on the Max Air Premium Vent System.
We do have a guest wondering about the other floor plan in terms of when that will be coming out.
You know, we actually, like I said, because we wanted the Ultralux Primera leather front seats, we delayed ours a little bit. Some of the prototypes are out, but we'll have ours, I believe, in about 4 weeks. That'll be a side queen slide out, and that bed will be on a 2/3, 1/3 partition. So if you can kind of visualize it out towards your patio side towards the rear.
We have a guest requesting to see the bathroom space.
You bet. Give me 2 seconds and then we'll get there. We'll wrap up in here if that's okay. Heat shield for the dual burner range top. Stainless steel drop-in with a backsplash that's integrated into the glass top cover. Nice contemporary tile side splash. Winnebago does a nice job of preserving compliance with the heat shields. You'll notice in the Thor product these are actually flush with the cabinetry, which kind of defeats the purpose of a heat shield.
One guest wondering with the range top where you referenced that it was not available in the 23T floor plan, what you meant by that. It just said it's a 3 burners.
Yeah, it's a 3 burner range with a optional LP oven. Yep.
We have a guest saying that the table mount is close to one side in the sleeping area. Can a person sit on each side of the table without straddling the pole?
You can actually, because if you can visualize it this way, the table for the pedestal you can see the mount for it's actually on one side, so it's pretty easy to actually walk around as it's in position. So it's a little bit deeper on one side and still provides the walk around room on the other side.
Which would also allow you able to swivel the table away.
Yep, good point, thank you. You bet, great point. Okay, so nice big TV up front. Hope, if you wouldn't mind, go ahead and pull that away. You can reveal the home theater surround sound system. So that's the new style Jensen home theater surround sound system. You also have the location down below for your satellite connectivity. Included in that home theater surround sound system, not only do you have an AM/FM stereo, CD and DVD player, MP3 hookups. But
and that would be the stereo system that would run the exterior speakers as well.
You bet. You can actually see how the infrared blasters are run in so that when this is closed, you can still power that home theater surround sound system.
And are you able to use that same remote when you're outside as well for the outside speakers? Or do you have to come in for that?
That is a good question. I didn't see a black eye outside, but I've got an easy way to overcome that because we use a lot of RF style remotes here at our dealership. So we can make anything work.
To the bathroom.
All right, so let's cover the bathroom so I make good sense of people's time because that question came up. Residential height style toilet. Good wardrobe closet storage and additional linen closet storage off to the patio side.
We do have a guest wondering whether or not that front TV that we just looked at is standard.
It is. Yep, that front TV is standard. The optional one is the one that Josh showed earlier that's inside the bedroom. And both are high definition.
Now in the bathroom space, you also get some good hanging space, which Josh just pointed out. For good wardrobe.
Nice new contemporary style sink. It's a single piece in the lavatory area with a single control satin nickel high-rise gooseneck faucet right inside the bath area there. All one piece, so it's very easy to maintain, very easy to clean. 2 different mirrored areas, one that's fixed and the other one that reveals your medicine cabinet. Continue on with the LED lighting. And then overhead we have the 12-volt powered ventilator fan and the showered area that does include the skylight. So it lets in indirect lighting, also provides a little bit of additional height clearance for our taller guests. And then a removable drip rod. 1-piece surround and a 1-piece pan for easy maintenance and easy cleaning. And our traditional flexible handheld shower head so that you can start and stop the water both on the head as well as on the faucet to conserve water when dry camping.
A couple more TV questions. Wondering which ones could be used while traveling down the road, or if both of them could, and if either one is 12 volt.
Really good question about traveling down the road because I think technically that one is forward of the B pillar. So you might want to chat in your email address or just send it to me at ron@lichtsinn.com and I can research that and get back to you. This is a 12-volt rear television, which is the factory installed upgrade. So just above here we'll cover the one-place panel where we have controls for your heated drainage system, controls for your slide out, controls for the gas and electric side of the water heater, the water pump switch, Controls to start and stop that Cummins Onan 2500 watt LP genset. And then also we do continue to utilize Winnebago's true level holding tank monitoring system, where we invest in those sonar sensors on the outsides of the one-piece rotocast tanks, as opposed to drilling through like other manufacturers. Well, I didn't see that question, and my wife would have to ask that question. All right, so really great lighting, seamless controls, all in one location. A lot of storage. People love the fact that these side doors have positive locking latches. You'll see inside this location we have the privacy curtain, full banks on each side, and then also on this side is just temporarily where we have stored the privacy and blackout and solar panels for solar prevention panels, excuse me, for the cab area.
We did have a quick question regarding airbags in the cab.
Yep.
What's all there?
Yep, so dual front airbags, traditional one in the steering wheel, and then also the second in front of the passenger. Up front in the cab, some great light-duty automotive user-friendly conveniences. Tilt and telescoping steering. So the steering wheel will tilt and also scope out. It has steering wheel controls for the Ford entertainment system up front, which also includes XM satellite radio, which does include a free trial subscription as well. Of course, we have power door locks, power windows, keyless entry for both of the doors up front. We include the integrated rear view camera monitoring system for the rear back wall. A lot of nice concealed storage overhead. And then inside the aerodynamic low profile top hat, we've got storage on each side that Winnebago builds in, on each side of the television.
Another guest hoping that they could see the refrigerator one more time, and wondering what all that's powered by.
So good question. So this is what the outside looks like. So it's more of a European design with a Norcold manufacturer. It's a true refrigerator and freezer. Has adjustable bins, adjustable shelving, and this is a three-way refrigerator. So it will run on 12 volt. It'll run on 110 volt electricity, as well as LP. And then lastly, it does have an automatic mode, so it'll sense which is available and toggle to that fuel source.
Another guest wondering whether or not the coach has an inverter, and whether or not one could be added if it does not.
We can absolutely add one. There's not currently one, because if you think about the components that you would need it for, really those components are 12 volt to begin with. So if a guest wants an inverter, if you let us know what duplexes you want to be hot, we can absolutely add it. Pretty easy in this location because we actually have the RV batteries that are readily accessible right outside in that compartment, which is accessible underneath the drawer for this galley area.
Another guest wondering whether or not you can get a navigation system, and also whether or not there's a rear camera or where that's located.
Yep. So if you want to just go ahead and turn that on, you can turn it on, CJ, if you'd like. But the rear view camera display is overhead. So this big display for the rear view radio, rear view camera monitoring system. And we get a key source here. We'll go ahead and turn that on. Also, a guest earlier wanted to know how loud it was, so we're going to go ahead and start it up, and we'll let the glow plugs fire first. So right now we actually have the door open, vehicle's running, very quiet. Inside the cockpit, I wouldn't characterize it as being any different than a Mercedes-Benz Sprinter. Overhead, this is where we have the rear view camera monitoring system. One of the nice things about this is it's actually slightly larger than some of our traditional rear view cameras. It also includes the navigation arrows, so that when you back up, it'll actually tell you which way to go. You can see I use that with the yellow stripe line to go down the joint line of our studio. So that actually shows you when you're 3 feet away from an object, 2 feet, and then lastly 1 foot away, which is indicated by the red. And you can see it has the center line with the yellow hashtag or yellow dots going through the middle. Really slick rear view camera monitoring system. And those come on when you actually place the vehicle in reverse. And there you can saw they went away. Good. Good questions today. How are we doing, CJ, on questions?
We are actually caught up. Oh, I take it back. How many quarts of oil does it require?
Boy, that is a really good question that I don't know, and I'm not going to answer like I do, but I can certainly research it, and if you shoot me an email at ron@lichtsinn.com with a reply address, I'd be happy to get back to you. It's pretty easy to look up. I just don't have the owner's manual with me right here. Good questions today, though. All right, so as we wrap up, I know a lot of you actually have one-on-one live interactive presentations with several of our factory trained consultants afterwards. Make certain that you click on that unique link that was sent to you from our factory trained consultant, and then also ensure that you remember that we can actually do this on any of our in-stock RVs at any point in time, whether they be here in our studio or out in our all-new facility. We can do that with any of our trained consultants in the comfort of your own home or office. It's very easy for us to patch in a partner or spouse to do that all in one setting. That looked like you were hesitating because we had another question.
Yeah, well, just...
which is great. That's why we do these.
Someone asking again about the navigation.
Oh, thank you, and I apologize for that. Does not have GPS in it, but again, I apologize. I forgot about that. But good questions today. And again, I just want to thank all of you for joining us, where we're literally only 1 mile north of the Winnebago, Itasca, and Winnebago Touring Coach Division, with Lichtsinn RV being America's closest dealer to Winnebago Industries right here in Forest City, Iowa. Keep in mind, we do have about a half-hour video directly on our vehicle display page for the 23A. And if you'd like to set up a live interactive presentation where we can walk you through this in high-definition technology, where our consultant is actually mic'd in, talking to you in the comfort of your home or office, we can do that at any point in time on any of our in-stock RVs right here at Lichtsinn RV.